When did you realize you were the least favorite child? It started when my older sister, Emily, got into digital art. Overnight, she became the creative one. She had a fancy drawing tablet, online art classes, and an Instagram full of her illustrations. Mom showed everyone at church. Dad called her our little Da Vinci with Wi-Fi. I was into traditional art, graphite, charcoal, sketchbooks filled with light and shadow. But I wasn't flashy about it. I just loved the process. I asked if I could take a weekend class once. "Let's wait," Mom said. "Art supplies are expensive, and Emily's already got the equipment." So I used what I had: printer paper, old pencils, erasers worn down to stubs. I practiced quietly in my room, teaching myself anatomy from library books and pausing YouTube videos frame by frame. Then one day, Emily said she was over it. "I think I'm gonna pivot to animation or maybe video editing," she said at dinner, twirling pasta on her fork. Mom's face fell. "But your digital portraits," Emily shrugged. "Kinda tired of it." Later that week, my art teacher, Ms. Ruiz, saw me sketching during lunch and asked if I'd submit a piece to the school's spring art show. I hesitated. I'd never shown anyone my work. I finally entered a graphite portrait I'd spent weeks on, an elderly woman's face, lined and delicate, from a photo in an old National Geographic. Ms. Ruiz was so impressed, she submitted it to the regional contest without telling me. Then, of course, Emily walked past the art room, saw my name on the shortlist and said, "Maybe I'll submit something too, just for fun." At dinner that night, she announced she was back into art and needed a new stylus. Mom lit up. Dad offered to drive her to the tech store that weekend. "But I already submitted my piece," I said quietly. Dad replied, "That's great, sweetie. Emily, do you want to redo that old forest piece with your new style?" The next week, her digital piece was front and center in the gallery, bright, colorful, impossible to miss. Mine was tucked in a corner, grayscale and quiet like me. The night of the show, the judge, an artist from a nearby college, walked around silently, clipboard in hand. I didn't expect anything. I just stood by the punch bowl while my parents gushed about Emily to a couple from the PTA. When they announced the awards, third place went to a watercolor, second went to an abstract cityscape, then first place. Old eyes, graphite on paper, Ethan Rivera. Silence, then polite applause. Emily blinked. Mom clapped late. Dad said, "Wait, your piece won?" I just smiled. Ms. Ruiz shook my hand. "You earned that," she said quietly. We went home. No one mentioned it in the car. The next morning, my ribbon was still in my backpack, but I hung it on my corkboard next to all my quiet sketches. Funny how it didn't get a family dinner or a Facebook post. Funnier how it still meant everything to me.